Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, I have a little bit of an interesting video. We may actually do the opposite flip-flop opinion on this one, but I want to go talk about the fact that the PS5 had, well, a pretty good sale right now for the Indiana Jones game, which actually did have a cool PS5 Pro version, as well as a normal version too, tied to the game itself. And well, overall, it was a good vibe. Like, I think a lot of people liked the game. I didn't really necessarily like it myself, and well, most people on the Xbox Game Pass version didn't really do so much of the game. They kind of didn't get that many achievements on the game, and it was cool, but people weren't really in love with it. Now, one big thing to note, though, is that apparently, due to how we can see on the stats and statistics, the game itself was the top seller. It did extremely well. It made a lot of sales. But for some odd reason, it wasn't actually even one of the top 15 most played games. And well, we're going to talk about the fact that it's both doing good and doing poorly at the same time. And it's kind of the topic of the video itself. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on here. We have a Switch 2 giveaway going on in the description down below and the comment section too. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream as well. We have the Twitch. We have the second YouTube account. All those links are down below. And of course, give me your thoughts and comments on everything down below. A little bit of a cozy late night video for us to go and kind of yap on into. But as you guys can go and see, the PS5's Indiana Jones, which is the PS5 version of the Xbox exclusive Indiana Jones game, was this week's top seller. So it sold very well, but, and a big but right there, it wasn't actually in the top 15 most played. Now, there's a few caveats with that because games like Fortnite or like Call of Duty, they're always gonna have a lot of people playing it. They may not be always the top seller because, like, say you go buy Call of Duty and then you're playing it for 7 months, well, it's not going to be sold like you're just an active game, or like a Fortnite, Rocket League. Like, these are games that are just always there. So it kind of makes sense because, you know, they're out there, multiplayer games, whatever. But it's also intriguing because due to these launches, it wasn't really that well received, I guess, in terms of actual gameplay time. I'm a big person of, you could buy the game, sure, and then maybe, you know, Indiana Jones devs or Xbox might be happy, even PlayStation for kind of cut the sales. But at the end of the day, like, you want to play the game. You want to enjoy the game. Like, if the game, like, you can, like, I'm one of those people, it depends on the company. I would rather go and make $100,000, but people love what I made, like the fulfillment factor, than make $1 million and then no one really liked it. Now, some people might be the opposite. They're like, I just want that money. I want to retire. I want to get my business out. I can do more passions. I'm one of those opposite people, which you guys may believe or may not. I don't know. But like, I'm one of those people, I'd rather have like the fulfillment, like creative fulfillment, like the pride in my work, which is funny because I feel like I need to work a little bit harder on my YouTube videos, but that's why we're having an editor very soon. Just wait for that. But either way, it's a big deal. Say, the Xbox game Indiana Jones and the Great Circle came to PS5 on April 17th, and it had a strong debut, it seems. Trek confirmed Circana reports that the game was the best-selling title in the US during its launch week. However, it did not come close to being one of the most played games on the PS5. The Great Circle's debut on the PS5 was the first time the game reached #1 on the sales charts for a given week. The Xbox and PC versions debuted in December 2024 and did not make it to #1 in the United States during their launch weeks. Surprisingly, players on both platforms had access to the game via Game Pass, though, as well, and that's probably why it seeped out a lot of those, well, people in the first place. Because if you're buying it on Steam, well, why not just go and get on Game Pass? You save some money. And as I mentioned, the game itself didn't have the best reception. Just being honest. The game itself, like, not many people got the very first achievements. Not many people got, like, the playing for 2 hours achievement, which is maybe the Game Pass curse, and people have talked about that, where Game Pass itself does have a lot of issues. Like, people just go and boot up a game to check it out. Like, right now, there's like 5 really good games in Game Pass. Expedition, like 33, like that game, I played that. I put like 7 hours in that game so far. Please go play that game if you guys have Game Pass. It's worth getting Game Pass for. It's turn-based, but the game is phenomenal and great. That is going to probably have weaker sales due to Game Pass. Although, it's sold over 1 million copies already because that game might be Game of the Year. It's very good. I've really been enjoying that game. Or right now, Oblivion's on Game Pass, and I'm sure other games like, you know, Blueprints, great game, the new Doom. But it also means there's gonna be a lot more people just launching the game for 1 second and then not doing too much after. You know, like, that's okay. That's Game Pass. Like, they're still getting money regardless. But for certain games like, say, Indiana Jones on different platforms, it's kind of going to be affecting these games at least a little bit. So either way, saying despite being the #1 overall best-selling game of the week, which is good. Like I said, that's like the money. You're making the millions, and that's probably what Xbox wants. They don't really care about the passion, probably just want the money. Let's be honest. And then that weekend on April 19th, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle did not even crack, though, the top 15 most played charts in the United States during that same week. And what was the reason for that? Circana's Matt Piscatella said it may come down to the modern console environment being dominated by live service games. The big live service games are sucking the air out of the market. And we have the tweet over here right now, as I mentioned this. Let me go a little bit tinier, saying Call of Duty, #1. We also have Call of Duty, number 1. So this is the PlayStation games ranked by total weekly active users, which I mean, like I said, it makes sense, but still an intriguing thing to note because it was the number 1 seller. And then same with Xbox. Call of Duty on both ends. Crazy. Fortnite number 2. Crazy. Grand Theft Auto Remastered, at least on PlayStation. Makes sense. Minecraft on Xbox. Makes sense. Roblox, Grand Theft Auto, Roblox, it's kind of interchangeable at this point. Marvel Rivals, though, in Xbox, too. I haven't played Rivals a little bit. Same with PlayStation over there. But as you guys kind of go through all the numbers, Rainbow Six, all these live service games, Madden, RoboCop, how is RoboCop, what? A game came out a while ago, and apparently people still like it. It's not a bad game, but like that's surprising to me. Crime Scene Cleaner, that game was cool. I wanted to play it. Like all these other various games, like Rocket League, and all these make sense. Hogwarts Legacy, though, and RoboCop, both these games are single-player games, and you'd be expecting, at least in the bare minimum, that Indiana Jones would be higher than that. You would assume, or even Assassin's Creed. Although Assassin's Creed is a massive IP, and I will still say this game wasn't horrible, although most people don't like it. But it kind of goes to show that number 1, the live service games really are kind of just doing everything. Grand Theft Auto, Roblox, NBA 2K, Call of Duty, Fortnite, all these. But you would expect it to be a little bit higher. Like it was number 1 bestseller. Like I said, in terms of the money, in terms of the company, that's good. Like people like that. That's a win. But in terms of like overall people playing the game, same with the issue with the Game Pass. Not many people really play the game itself. Saying on Xbox, PlayStation, Xbox, Call of Duty was the number 1, as we covered, most popular game of the week based on the weekly active users. In terms of Steam games, Marvel Rivals was number 1 in the United States, Counter-Strike 2 was number 1 in Canada, and Repo was number 1 in Mexico for the week. So once again, nothing to do really with Indiana Jones, but that's fine, that makes sense. And this is all developed by Wolfenstein Studios, Machine Games, and they don't have any up-confirming games too as well, but they'd be interested in making more Indiana Jones games. I'm still curious if Indiana Jones did well. In terms of Game Pass, I probably got a few Game Pass subscriptions. I'm curious on how many overall people played the game, but it seems like at least in terms of sales, which is probably what Xbox is looking towards, because that's how they recoup their loss and their development costs and all of that. That's like the win. That's the good stuff. That's what I'm excited about for them. But once again, I'd want to have that game being the top seller. Like I do think this Claire project, Claire 33, is going to probably end up being like a top played game because on Twitch stats it's up there, in terms of Steam stats it's up there, in terms of overall sales, even on consoles it's up there. And while they're still making money and it's still on Game Pass, they're still getting individualized sales. Indiana Jones never really kind of peaked out over 10,000 sales on Steam, which is kind of weak. And it kind of goes to show that the game itself wasn't overall receptively received well, and people were kind of iffy on it at the end of the day. But I want to hear your thoughts because it's intriguing to see that it's kind of taking over in sales, but also not really taking over in terms of gameplay time. Is it a big deal? Is it not? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'll do a little cozy video. We have the Switch 2 giveaway link down below, so check that out. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below, and of course all the usual various sell-it links. The second YouTube account is getting active right now, and I appreciate you all so much for watching here in the first place.